is special.
It is. It really is.
What about radio?
In radio, it helps to, jazz it up a little bit so that we create what we call a word picture.
That's not how radio works.
You'll have to take radio the way it is.
It's divine. Perfect just the way it is.
Showtime!
Welcome into Toomeyville. Steve and Cheryl with you here, hanging out and doing our thing on a fun time. On a fun time Wednesday. Now we're both called Cheryl. I don't know why. Professional. When are we going to do this professionally, Cheryl? That's what I want to know. Do we have a plan in place?
We're good. We're good.
Do we have a plan?
Just
somewhere?
normal life. It's life, baby.
Yeah. So, all right. Hey, I want to mention you can play the high-low game, the Hilltop high-low game, at on the Toomeyville Show Facebook page. You go there. So the card we picked on Monday was a 9. We're going to pick another card on Friday. If the card that we pick on Friday is higher or lower and you guess correctly, you'll be entered in for a chance to win a $50 gift card or $25 gift card, rather, gift certificate to the Hilltop in Morocco. Today is Wednesday, and that means Wings and Whiskey Wednesday. $3 no top shelf whiskey or wings for $1 each at the Hilltop in Morocco. Also, live music coming back to the Hilltop on May 17th. Make your plans for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you came in this morning, and you are actually up early enough in the morning and turned the TV on and things before we come in here, and you saw some stuff on the news about changes made to the guidelines for breast cancer screening. Am I getting that right? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
That's exactly right.
So what is it? What's happening?
Okay. So you know that you have to get a mammogram, or you should be getting a mammogram once yearly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the question is, at what age do you start? So it's gone from 50 to 40, age 50 to age 40.
Okay.
And it was such a reaction. I had like a
Mm-hmm.
real reaction to that because I got breast cancer at 48.
Mm-hmm.
And the routine mammogram, which I did not feel like getting that year because it was the first day, I think in December, where
Mm-hmm.
we were December 6th
Mm-hmm.
of that year, 2016, where it was sub-zero weather. It was just like
it was snowing.
freezing. It was snowing. And I was on an ad close, which means like you just call a bunch of people in travel and tourism and, do you want a half page ad? You're trying to like close out the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing well. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I really don't want to go and, get cold and then get the boob in a vice and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Mm-hmm.
going to cancel and I did not.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Riverside, which was 10 minutes from our house, not even,
Mm-hmm.
a mile away, mile
Mm-hmm.
and a half away.
Mm-hmm.
And went there. And before I had been back in my office 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
they were calling on my caller ID. And I was like, okay, all I took was my keys and my wallet. So, and I've got those.
Mm-hmm.
So what are they calling for?
Mm-hmm.
And they had said, come back and we want to see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, guys, can you not take a picture? Right. Like I was all in that mindset, like,
Mm-hmm.
and simultaneously every year I had always gotten cleared, good results. They were like, okay, you're clear. We don't see anything. Come back next year, blah, blah, blah. To which my response or feeling was always like, okay, whatever. Why do I even do this? This is stupid,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that day they had me called back and I thought there was something wrong with the camera.
Mm-hmm.
So because I had breastfed my kids and done all those things, not smoked, all this stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm not really a candidate for breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And that next day you came with me. I remember you came, you sat in the outside waiting area.
Mm-hmm.
And then they brought me to an office after doing taking a look at it, and they keep you there until they can read it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he said, okay, you need a biopsy. And I'm like, okay, that did not sound like any sort of fun. And so I was
Right.
like, how about if I come back and, in 6 months, and if it's grown at all, we'll take action then.
Mm-hmm.
To which he responds, ma'am, if I wasn't 99% sure looking at your mammogram,
scan,
your
yeah.
scan,
Mm-hmm.
that you have cancer,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't tell you to get a biopsy. The temperature in the room went down to nothing. I got cold and I started to shake.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me if somebody was with me. And I said, my
Mhm.
husband, he's sitting in the waiting room. They go, okay, let's go get her husband. And I'm like, no. If you think I'm bad, wait till, like, I got to find a way to tell him this once I pull my stuff together. They put blankets on me.
Mm-hmm.
We took about 10 minutes and then we told you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But the moral of the story is early detection saves lives.
Mm-hmm.
Had I put that stupid little test, like was in my, that's what I used to be, like stupid little appointment,
Mm-hmm.
off for a year, I was stage 1 moving to stage 2.
Mhm.
So the fact that they caught it at stage 1,
Mm-hmm.
by 12 days later, I think,
Mhm.
right? December 18th, I was
Mhm.
cancer free.
Mm-hmm.
So they had my surgery, they booked a surgery, a lumpectomy.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst thing of all of it was that now I'm lopsided. So,
Mhm.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm alive. I'm well. I did 6 weeks of radiation every
Mhm.
day.
Mm-hmm.
Did what they told me. And 7 years later, I'm here to host or co-host a radio show with you and
Mhm.
work on Tuiville. So
Mhm.
I think often about all the memories. I have 3 grandchildren now. I have 2 children that are living in 2 great cities, flourishing.
Mhm.
I would have missed all that had I died. And I get that I could have watched from heaven and stuff like that, but I would like to interact with them now for as long as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the key is to get screening,
Mm-hmm.
make your commitment. I do it every year in October.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was coincidentally just kind of
Mhm.
when I was going to the doctor anyway for vaccinations
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
flu shots and all that stuff. So, but I go every fall and I
Mhm.
get my mammogram,
Mm-hmm.
and so should you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're afraid, there's friends, there's me that will literally get you there. I have gotten how many friends over the years,
Mm-hmm.
one of whom had issues.
Mm-hmm.
So, and had never gotten a mammogram before.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter here. My BRCA1 and BRCA2 came back negative. I
Mhm.
have no predisposition to any sort of cancer at all.
Mhm.
And yet I got it at 48, which is young, and it
Mhm.
could have killed me.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than do that, get your mammogram,
Mm-hmm.
set it up for a time that you'll remember, because if you do it like in May, you'll be like, I don't know when the last time I got a mammogram was,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
if you're high risk, you may even need to go twice a year.
Mhm.
And just get the good results. And trust me, when it won't be, oh gosh, I got good results. Because the time that you don't get good results, then you realize how you never get to go back to a time where this is just a test and you go for 20 minutes and they put your boob in a vice and that's the end of it. I mean, it's just,
Mhm.
it's not painful for the most part. And now they're doing like 3D imagery so they can really see what's going on. But
Mhm.
it's better that and you can treat it
Mhm.
than you get to the point where there aren't options anymore.
Mhm.
So
Eugene says, my mother's was detected early, had surgery. That was 10 years ago, and she's cancer free just by going every year.
right,
So there you go.
right.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
we
Eugene, for
all know,
sharing.
yes, for sure, because we all know people. We might not see them as breast cancer survivors or warriors,
Mm-hmm.
but most of us have a story where we were in complete shock when we found out.
Mm-hmm.
And so take the precautions, go to your doctor, have that relationship, and
I want to
do what you
correct
need.
what you just said, because you said most of us don't see them as breast cancer survivors and warriors. Most people don't see themselves, I think is what you're trying to say, because
Right.
we all see them that way. The outsiders see them that way. The people that it happens to don't always see themselves that way, but we all always see them that way.
I meant from the perspective of I don't run around. I mean, I'm more open with it now, but at first, because I was stage 1, I actually didn't feel much like a warrior because
That's
my
what
hair
I'm
didn't
saying.
fall out.
That's what
So,
I'm saying. You don't feel yourself like that way.
right.
Some people that go through it don't feel that themselves that way.
Yeah.
But the other people around them do. That's my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no level
Right.
that it's, it is, you are a survivor. That's that.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no level of,
And
know.
anyone who's had it will
Mhm.
support.
Mhm.
I don't know I've never heard. So
Mhm.
maybe there's a person out there that I haven't talked to or
Mhm.
heard about.
Mhm.
There's not any of us that would not support you,
Mhm.
that would not physically get in the car
Mhm.
and drive you to an appointment, hold your hand so you weren't afraid. I mean, it gets me choked up because the
Mhm.
nurse that I fell apart in front of
Mhm.
actually came in on her day off
Mhm.
during the biopsy because I was terrified.
Mhm.
The idea, I couldn't fathom a needle to that part of my body.
Mhm.
I mean, it'd be the same as like eye surgery to me. Like, oh my
Right.
gosh, no.
Right.
And I know they do it, but
Mhm.
that I was just terrified. I felt
Mhm.
like I was stuck in a horror movie. I
Mhm.
was like sick to my stomach worrying about it.
Mhm.
She came in that Friday and held my hand
Mhm.
through the biopsy, and it was really nothing.
Mhm. Mhm.
It really was nothing. And
Mhm.
as a former chicken, so yeah,
Mhm.
so there is support out there.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's even better from somebody you just met because you can't believe the goodness of people at that point to
Mhm.
make sure you're okay. A complete stranger is
Mhm.
okay.
Mhm.
So get
Okay.
checked, take it seriously.
Mhm.
And if your wife won't make that call, husbands, make that call for her
Mhm.
because it's got to happen so that you can save your own life.
Mhm.
So.
All right, let's take a break.